it's Ron Jones from the Lean Braves, and we're in Tucson, Arizona at the Bonnie Prudden Institute base camp with Enid Whitaker, the managing director of Bonnie Prudden Institute. So thank you, Eden, and I've had a lot of questions about music and how Bonnie and former generations used music with a 4 to 8 count, 16 beat usually, to time exercise, which was different because we think of music today as maybe building intensity or a background noise, but you guys used it much differently, and you charted it.
Bonnie always used music. She never did anything without music because, number one, it lifted the spirit. It told you what kind of exercise to do. It told you the timing of the exercise. It gave you a beginning and an end to the movement, and it made it more fun.
Right, right.
So she used a variety of music because we're all different. And if one movement didn't fit one person, it would fit another person.
And
so
she used a lot of waltz music, though, you said?
She used waltz music, she used rumba, sambas, just marches, everything.
Some modern music, too?
Yeah, some modern music.
Okay.
And some things like Russian music.
And well, she had a Russian ballet background.
And she had a Russian ballet background.
That probably came through.
Right, yeah.
So last time I was here, you were, and I've done one of the workshops, the myotherapy workshops, where you briefly go through this charting, but it's pretty fascinating to listen to the music and watch you guys take these kind of freeform designs and make some marks that symbolize the type of movements that a person might do. So you're going to demonstrate that for us.
And the marks I make might not be the same marks you make.
Right.
But they tell me that that's a certain movement that I hear.
Okay.
And when Bonnie was holding her huge workshop, she had a lot of teachers from YMCAs, YWCAs, recreation centers. So in order for them to be able to create their own routines, after they learned all the exercises, she taught them this very simple method of choreography.
So this has been, I mean, thousands of people literally have learned this from Bonnie Prudden over the decades. So. Yeah. And very few people have seen it, so we're excited to see. I mean, today we're excited to be exposed to it. So, well, let's take a little trip here.
So, each of these marks to me goes with the music that I'm going to put on in a minute.
Okay.
And so, when you hear the music change, you'll see that the mark will change.
Okay.
And then it tells me how many beats. And when you look at it overall, it's not as confusing because you see, okay, here's A. And A is repeated here. And then it's repeated here and here. And then you have a B, which is repeated. Okay. So when you finish the whole thing, it's not as complicated as it was when you first started.
Okay.
It's very learnable and seeable and makes all kinds of sense.
Yeah, it's very graphic. So.
Yeah. So we'll put the music on and then we'll go over this as the music is going.
Okay.
And then I'll do a
demonstration.
A demonstration. We're
actually going to see her move with the music in those types of patterns. And what music are we listening to?
It's called To Life, and it's from Fiddler on the Roof.
Okay, one of Bonnie's favorites? That's awesome. That's fun. But you know, it kind of makes sense, you know, when you draw it out and you start doing it.
Yeah.
So now you're going to put it to
now
motion.
I'm going to do a paddle routine to what I heard.
Okay, and that's what the lace on the ends.
These are double ones. It makes it harder because they're twice as big.
Right. Okay.
And they have 5-foot streamers on the end.
Okay.
And if you wanted to make them yourself, you could take an old paintbrush and cut the brush off.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Attach something to it.
And she did that so it was easier for people to see the motion and movement, or just make it more fun, or both.
With these paddles, you can get more of a workout than you do in a game of tennis in 3 minutes, and you get it with both arms. And actually, you get it with the whole body, as you'll see.
While you're dancing and not thinking about it, and just flowing. Yeah. So that was another thing I've learned from you and Bonnie, is that you made it fun to move, and people weren't thinking about their biceps or their quadriceps, right?
Right, because the whole shoulder girdle is going to be moved, not just the biceps or not just the triceps or not just the deltoids.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, let's see it. I'll get out of the way here so I don't
better get out of the way.
So I don't get whipped with a streamer. The Prudden people like to move, so. I love it. Hey, you got your work done today. That was great.
That's aerobic.
Yeah, and you weren't really thinking about it, but you were having fun.
It's aerobic, and I never left the floor.
Right. Well, that was great, and so that was done by thousands of people all across the country in Bonnie's workshops, and the teachers that you worked with, and the parents, and the YMCA's, and she used a lot of real simple tools that people could build at home. That was fun.
They were all simple. They can all be used in many different ways and by any ability.
Right, right. Yeah, I'm thinking of some kids with special needs that would have a lot of fun with that kind of stuff.
And with them, we'd start with Frisbees.
So they can track the movements easier, like a target. Right,
yeah,
you told me that earlier. That's a good idea.
And the same thing with people with Parkinson's.
We
use Frisbees with them to begin with, and they have no trouble following.
Great. Well, thanks again. This is Enid Whitaker. She's someone that's been working with me. You have a physical education degree, and you worked with Bonnie 40 years, and now you're running the show here, and you're such a source of knowledge and inspiration. And
it's fun.
And you're fun, and I always have to step up my game when I come to Tucson. So thanks for sharing. Okay.